Want the latest buzz in your community? Then go to bclocalnews.com. Online, all the time. BC Buzz.
Hello everyone, I'm Marco Morelli for bclocalnews.com. Welcome to this Tuesday's edition of the BC Buzz. Here's what happened this week. Police in Kelowna have a man in custody following a 9-hour standoff. Provincial NDP Leader Carole James says a full investigation into the sale of BC Rail will take place if her party wins the spring election. A man and his dog are safe after his truck was swept down a South Surrey river. And finally, secondary students in Summerland took off their shoes for a day to raise AIDS awareness in South Africa. A man is in custody after police surrounded his house for nearly 9 hours early Monday morning. Around midnight Monday, RCMP responded to reports that a man was firing a gun outside his home next to Barry's Trucking on Elliott Road in West Kelowna. Police confirmed that a 35-year-old man had fired 2 shots into the air with what was believed to be a handgun. Kelowna RCMP Constable Steve Holmes said the man appeared to be drunk during the standoff.
Apparently, prior to police arrival, a gentleman had been consuming alcohol, and he took it upon himself to step outside of his residence and discharge a firearm on a couple of occasions. They used a loudhailer to entice the gentleman to come to the door, and commanded him to come outside, which he did, and he was arrested immediately thereafter without incident.
Provincial NDP Leader Carole James says if her party takes the spring election, they will launch a full inquiry into the sale of BC Rail. James said Premier Gordon Campbell broke a promise to the people of BC when the railway was sold. At a rally in Prince George on Saturday, James said Gordon Campbell promised the people of Prince George he would not sell off the provincial rail line back in 2001.
He refuses to answer questions, he turns his back on the people of British Columbia, and it goes beyond BC Rail. People have a right to the answers that they've been asking around privatization and the sell-off. You have a right to the truth.
James also took aim at the Premier's forestry policy, saying it's to blame for the industry's struggles of late.
A man who fell asleep in his truck received a rude awakening early Monday morning when he became trapped by the incoming tide. Surrey firefighters responded to the banks of the Nickel River near Elgin and Crescent Roads around 1:30 a.m. He parked on a sandbar to sleep, not realizing that the Nickel was a tidal river, but was awoken by his dog and quickly called for help.
Was on the roof of his vehicle. We weren't sure if he was fully in the river or not. Upon arrival, we did find that yes, his vehicle was half submerged in the river. So we called out our technical rescue team, who used their boat and our swimmers to go out and bring the fellow and his dog ashore safely. And at that point in time, it was determined that we probably should get the vehicle out of the river to make sure that there wouldn't be any oil and gas spillage into the river. So our technical rescue team swam back out, hooked the line onto the vehicle for the tow truck company, and they've since recovered the vehicle. And it looks like that there's no environmental damage to the river in any way, shape, or form.
On April 17th, students at Summerland Secondary took off their shoes and walked to fight the spread of AIDS in South Africa.
AIDS in South Africa. Take the Walk is an organization that was started by a group called Hanson, a band. What it is it's a 1-mile walk, it's a barefoot walk, and that's to raise awareness and to understand what it's like to not have a pair of shoes, because there's so many children in South Africa who don't even have a pair of shoes.
And that's a wrap for this Tuesday's edition of the BC Buzz. Remember, for more on these headlines and others from around the province, come back and visit us at bclocalnews.com. I'm Marco Morelli, and I'll see you next time.